Today's story is about two classmates who didn't like each other at all, but circumstances forced them into a situation where even surviving was very difficult. They were stuck together on an island for months. How they survive on that island and what all happens between them, this is what we'll see in today's story. So, hello friends. Today's story begins by showing us a beautiful girl named Emma who wakes up early in the morning to get ready for school. Emma is a very good and popular student in her school and has many friends. On the other hand, we see Dean, who is a very lazy boy compared to Emma. He wakes up late in the morning, goes straight to the bathroom, brushes his teeth, and then immediately starts playing video games. His father Jack tells him that he will get late for school. Meanwhile, we see Emma and her little sister Stacy, who are dropped off at school by their mother, Barbara. After reaching school, Emma meets her best friend Liz. While they are talking, a student named Steven comes and says hi to Emma. Seeing this, Liz starts teasing Emma. That same day in class, their teacher, Mr. Christensen, tells them that the bus will leave for the Trinity Island trip at exactly 7 a.m. the next morning. While he is still explaining, Emma enters the class late and Dean bumps into her from behind. He says, "Sorry, princess." As Mr. Christensen continues giving more details about the trip, Liz tells Emma that Dean is also coming on the trip because of his father's money. Then she makes a face at Dean. At lunch, Liz tells their friends about what happened between Emma and Steven in the morning and says that they'll have a whole week on the trip to work some magic and get Emma and Steven together. But Emma says they should forget all that and just focus on the trip. While everyone is talking, Emma notices Dean cutting an apple with a knife. A little while later, Miss Collier, another teacher, comes to Dean and scolds him for bringing a knife to school. Then she takes him to the principal's office. Liz then tells her friends that Emma shouldn't be around boys like Dean, especially when a hot guy like Steven likes her. The next morning, Emma gets ready for the trip with her mom Barbara and thanks her father Phil for letting her go on the trip. On the other side, Dean doesn't want to go on the trip, but his father Jack tells him how hard he worked to get him a spot even after he broke school rules. So, Dean finally agrees to go. Next, we see Mr. Christensen telling everyone to get on the bus. While getting on the bus, Steven asks Emma how she is. Liz teases Emma again, but Emma ignores her. Soon, they reach Trinity Island. As they get off the bus, Miss Collier tells everyone they can enjoy the pool for a while, but they must return before dinner. She says the official program will start the next day. Later, Emma and her friends go to the pool where she meets Steven, and everyone has fun together. But Dean is alone, watching everything from the balcony. That evening, Liz tells Emma that Steven has invited them to a party happening on a local boat. Emma refuses at first, but her friends convince her to go. They all go to the boat for the party. Once there, Emma starts looking for her friend Helen, but then she sees Steven kissing another girl. Hurt by this, Emma starts to leave. Dean, who was watching from the side, sees all of this too. He then says to Emma, "Your boyfriend is having fun," to which she replies to Dean, "You shouldn't care about any of this." Suddenly, the police arrive because they found out that students were using drugs at the party. The police ask everyone to come to the front of the boat. Just then, Emma slips and falls into the water. Dean sees her falling and immediately jumps in to save her. He rescues her and takes her to a small boat nearby. That small boat was tied to the big one, so Dean cuts the rope. When Emma asks why, he says he doesn't want to get into trouble with the police and that they'll return to the big boat after the police leave. But within a short time, the big boat goes far away. Just then, a storm starts to build. Dean notices that the small boat doesn't have a motor. Suddenly, a big wave comes toward them, and both of them hold on tightly to the boat. By morning, because of the waves, they end up somewhere in the Arabian Sea. Dean's phone is already dead, so he asks Emma to give him her phone, but there's no network on hers either. Emma says they should have followed the party boat, but Dean tells her not to worry. Someone will come to get them. While they are talking, Emma spots an island in the distance. Dean starts steering the boat toward the island, and after a lot of struggle, they finally reach it. Once they reach the island, Emma checks her phone again for signal, but there's still no network. Then Dean finds a flare gun on the boat and takes it with him. The two of them start walking, hoping that they might find help ahead. Meanwhile, at the hotel, because of last night's party, Mr. Christensen cancels the trip. Liz tells Miss Collier that Emma didn't return to the hotel. She thought Emma might have been with someone else, so she didn't say anything earlier. She also says she last saw Emma on the party boat. Mr. Christensen takes attendance and realizes that Dean is also missing. That's when they understand that both Emma and Dean are missing from the group. Later, the police arrive and begin questioning Emma's friends. Miss Collier asks the police if there's any way to find them. The police say that such cases happen often and they might come back on their own, but if they're lost at sea, it could be difficult to find them. When Dean's father finds out that his son is missing, he rushes to the school. There, he meets Emma's mother, Barbara. At the same time, Phil, Emma's father, also arrives. Worried, all three go to the principal to ask about the missing kids, but the principal isn't able to give any clear answers, so they all leave, very concerned. Back on the island, Emma and Dean keep walking. After a while, they discover a beautiful waterfall in the jungle. Dean really likes it and asks Emma to take a picture of it, but but Emma refuses. She says, "We're stuck here and you're enjoying this? I needed good marks for my project on this trip. I have a future to think about," Emma says. "I want to study at Princeton University. If we don't get out of here soon, everything will be ruined." They keep moving forward, and after a few hours, they reach the edge of the island. But they still haven't found any path or help, so they decide to go back to where the boat was. When they reach the shore, they see that the boat is gone. The sea waves must have taken it away. All they find is a life jacket. They are tired from walking all day, and the sun sets. Dean lights a fire, and they decide to spend the night there. Dean notices that Emma is feeling cold, so he takes off his shirt and gives it to her. They start talking, hoping their parents will find them by tomorrow. The next morning, Dean wakes up and sees that Emma isn't there. He finds her near the shore, writing SOS in the sand. When he asks what she's doing, she says, "Trying to save our lives," and tells him they also need to find drinking water. Dean goes swimming, and Emma watches him from a distance. Meanwhile, at the hotel, Mr. Christensen tells Emma and Dean's parents that the police are searching for them. He says a small boat has been found, which might have belonged to them. Jack suggests hiring a private rescue team if the police can't do anything, but Mr. Christensen says the police are doing their best and will soon find the kids. Back on the island, Emma is collecting water to drink when she starts feeling uneasy, like someone is watching her. She quickly leaves from there, scared. Later, both of them build a small shelter using leaves to protect themselves from the sun. Emma writes a bigger SOS sign on the beach so that any passing rescue team can see it. They begin searching for anything edible on the island. Dean finds a banana tree, picks some bananas, and they both eat as much as they can. It's very hot on the island, and Emma can't keep wearing her full pants, but she also can't stay just in her underwear. So she cuts her pants and turns them into shorts. Later, she sees Dean sleeping inside the hut, so she lies down next to him. Suddenly, Dean turns towards her in his sleep and puts his hand on her. Emma doesn't mind it. She actually likes it and says nothing. The next day, while Emma is bathing under the waterfall, Dean comes and asks her for sunscreen. Emma tells him, "I'm bathing here. Go the other way." Dean replies, "You're the one who told me to stand guard." Hearing this, Emma says, "I only said that because I feel like someone else is also on this island." Meanwhile, at the hotel, Barbara is extremely worried about Emma. The news reports that Emma and Dean's disappearance has officially become a case, and the police now believe they might be dead, so they've started searching for their bodies. Phil prepares to go home since Emma's younger sister, Stacy, is alone there. But Barbara is still deeply upset. Phil hugs her and says, "Emma will be found." The next day, Jack and Barbara set off in a helicopter to search for Emma and Dean. Back on the island, evening is approaching. Emma tells Dean how much she misses her family. Just then, Dean finds a human skull. Emma gets scared and says, "Maybe he was also stranded here like us, and this is what happened to him. Maybe the same will happen to us." But Dean reassures her, saying, "Maybe he was a fisherman or a smuggler who died here, but we're not alone. Our parents are out there looking for us." He tells her, "As long as we stay together like this, we'll never die here. One day we will go home." Saying this, he kisses Emma. It's Emma's first kiss, and she likes it. Night falls, and Dean crosses all limits with her on the island. They intimate, and Emma enjoys it for the first time. She feels very happy. The next morning, when Emma wakes up, she sees that Dean is not there. She starts calling out for him but can't find him, so she gets really scared and goes into the jungle to look for him. After walking a bit, she sees Dean digging a hole. Emma doesn't understand why he's doing it. Suddenly, she falls down and hurts her knee. Dean quickly comes to help her and says, "You'll be okay," and starts treating her wound. Then they both go to bathe under the waterfall. While there, Dean tells Emma that his mother died in a car accident. Emma listens to him carefully. After a while, it starts to rain, and Dean begins playing in the rain. Emma smiles as she watches him, and then they both start dancing in the rain. Dean puts a flower in Emma's hair. Emma tells Dean, "I want to enjoy another storm." So Dean starts preparing again to make the storm experience special for her. Meanwhile, the news announces that it's been 1 month since Emma and Dean went missing. The police believe they are no longer alive and have officially stopped searching for them, but Emma's friends still feel that Emma and Dean are alive, and Barbara also believes the same. She continues the search with Jack. Barbara takes a helicopter with Jack and goes out again to search for her daughter, Emma. They start handing out flyers with information about Emma and Dean to everyone so people can help find them. After doing everything they could, Jack tells Barbara that maybe it's time to return home since they've tried everything and still haven't found them. Hearing this, Barbara feels sad and returns home. Meanwhile, Dean tells Emma about the green light his mom once told him about. It's a light that appears during sunset, but he says he has never seen it himself. More weeks pass, and Emma and Dean start enjoying the beautiful environment of the island. They swim in the ocean, have fun, and grow even closer. Whenever they feel like it, they enjoy the thrill of storms and pretend earthquakes. One day, Emma asks Dean about his first time, how it happened, and with whom. Dean tells her that in school he had a friend who was older than him. Dean knows it was Emma's first time, so he asks how she felt. Emma says it was nice, but because of the storm, sand got into the wrong places. Then she says she wants more experience, and Dean agrees. Later, they go into the jungle to gather fruits. Dean walks ahead to pick some when they suddenly hear the sound of a plane. Both of them run toward an open space. Dean quickly searches Emma's bag to find the flare gun to signal the plane, but he doesn't find it. By then, the plane is already far away. Emma also starts looking for the flare gun, but can't find it. She starts to think that someone else might be on the island and stealing their things. More days pass, and no other planes come. Only that one had flown overhead head, and still, no one has rescued them. They sit together in the hut and start talking, wondering if they should give up hope of ever returning home and instead fully accept life in the jungle. Emma and Dean decide that they should spend their lives together on the island. Just then, Dean hears an animal sound and goes into the jungle to find it. Emma gets worried and follows him. As Dean moves ahead, he suddenly sees a black panther. He starts running away, but after going a little far, he falls to the ground. When Emma reaches him, she sees that Dean has a knife covered in blood. He has killed the black panther. Later, we see that Emma and Dean's friends and parents slowly start moving on with their lives without them. On the island, Emma and Dean also learn to survive and finally decide to live there permanently, as they have lost all hope of being rescued. They learn how to hunt, build a proper hut, and spend their days happily together, forgetting the outside world. One day, Emma starts vomiting. Dean asks if she's pregnant. Emma says no, it's just normal vomiting. To feel better, she lies down with Dean. While they're talking, suddenly Emma's lost things start falling from above. When they look up, they see a monkey in a tree throwing their stuff. The monkey also has the flare gun that Dean couldn't find earlier. Emma shows the monkey a banana, and the monkey drops the flare gun. Just then, they hear the sound of a helicopter. They run to an open space. Emma loads the flare gun and fires it. The helicopter sees them, and they are finally rescued. After 3 months, both Emma and Dean return home. At the airport, their friends and families are very happy to see them. Their parents take them to their homes. That same night, Dean sneaks out to meet Emma. They talk about how strange it feels to be home again. Dean tries to kiss Emma, but she stops him and says her parents keep checking on her every 10 minutes, so he should leave for now. She also tells him that her parents are throwing a party to celebrate their return, and that he should come. The next day, everyone gathers at the party, and Emma's parents begin to speak to everyone at the party about how happy they are to have their children back. Then, Stacy asks Dean why he isn't mingling with everyone. Dean replies that he doesn't really like being around too many people. After that, Dean signals Emma to come with him, but Emma ignores him and doesn't go. Seeing this, Dean quietly leaves the party. After that, everything slowly starts going back to normal. Emma becomes very famous after returning from the island, but Dean remains alone. Whenever Emma and Dean cross paths, they just look at each other but say nothing. A few days later, Emma calls Dean, but he doesn't pick up. Then we see Stacy come into Emma's room and tell her how much they all missed her when she was gone. She says that their mom and dad were very worried and that they had almost lost hope, but now they are happy to be together again. Emma tells Stacy that she's a wonderful sister. Then both of them decide to go to the prom party together. On the other side, we see Dean visiting his mother's grave. He misses her and cries a lot. On the night of the prom party, Dean is watching TV when his dad asks him if he wants to wear his old coat to the party. Meanwhile, Emma arrives at the prom party with her sister. Liz comes over and tells Emma she has a surprise and takes her outside. That's when Emma sees Dean standing in the rain, wearing the coat, waiting for her. Seeing this, Emma remembers everything from the island. She runs out of the party and goes to Dean. They are both very happy to see each other and share a kiss. And with that scene, the story comes to an end.